Before we jump into the tilt seminar, I want to recommend you to get pen and paper ready because we will do some powerful exercises and we will go very deep on the topic of tilt. So I'm sure you want to take some notes. Enjoy the seminar.
Let's talk about the problem of tilt. And that's also how I started this presentation today, right? I always ask the people who suffer from tilt, how much money did you lose because of tilt? Or in other words, how much more money would you have if you would not suffer from tilt? And for some people, it might just be a few $100. For other people, it might be thousands or tens of thousands of people. I will tell you some crazy stories later on. Tilt is one of the leading factors that costs us a lot of money and EV, of course, every single month. And you might be surprised, that's one of the biggest misconceptions that people believe in, but I will show you examples of high stakes poker pros, people you watch on Twitch, people you see every single day on Instagram, they tilt as well. We know that tilt will always be there, but if we know how to do it, we can control it. Fixing tilt can make us thousands of dollars, and it can also influence the life outside of poker, because we not only talk about money here. A lot of people who suffer from high-level tilt, they deal with a lot of stress, a lot of pain, a lot of negative feelings that is also worth a lot, I would say. It brings you more happiness, more calmness, and most importantly, peace of mind. What I want to show you today is how to get rid of tilt completely within just 3 days. That's basically my promise here. And if you ask yourself how, then you had the right call, because that's exactly what you will learn today. I will teach you exactly what happens in your brain when you tilt, your own tilt profile that is very special. It's a special checklist that can already have a huge impact on your game today. How tilt influences your game, all forms of tilt. I will show you practical examples. I'm very, very keen on them, and how to get rid of tilt forever. So now you might ask yourself, how can you help me to get tilt free? And I can promise you, I saw people tilt very, very, very hard. They punched through walls, destroyed mouses, and sometimes their phone or laptop. If you're one of these people, if you say, hey, that's exactly me, then I can also tell you, no matter how hard you tilt, what I will teach you today will help you, promised. I created a method which is called the Tilt Buster method, and I will teach you every single step of it today. With this method, you will be able to get tilt free within just 3 days. The only thing you need to do is to follow 3 simple steps. Only thing, 3 steps, 3 days, you're basically done. And you can control your tilt. Each step will bring you closer to getting tilt free, and that's probably why you're here, make more money. Usually I'm not sharing this method with anyone else, just my paid clients, but today I said, all right, let's give people who are dedicated the chance to also get tilt free. First of all, let's talk about what not to do, because a lot of people, they waste their time on the wrong things, and I want to clear some misconceptions. First of all, books. There are mental game books out there. Some of them are really good, but the books are outdated. People tell me about psychological poker theory from 2002, and I'm like, you waste your time. You waste your time reading this book for 2-3 months, and then like, oh, this person said this about tilt. I'm like, yeah, it works a little bit, but there are much better strategies out there by now. Second thing is hourly coaching. Another waste of time. There are a lot of poker mindset coaches who charge hourly. Please don't work with them. Honestly speaking, you waste your money and you have no accountability, because this person who charges you on an hourly basis will benefit from selling you more hours. So if I would be one of these people, I would like, okay, so, oh, we're running out of time. Sorry, you have to book another session. See you next week, my friend. And next week you will get another 50% of the solution, but I will not give you the full solution. So hourly coaching, mindset-wise, don't do that, please. Strategy-wise, it's a different topic that can work, but mindset-wise, definitely a no-go. Then group coaching, also not a big fan of it. You want to have results, and group coaching is not bringing you that. I know people who do group coaching calls of like 50 to 100 people. You can take a guess how successful this can be. And last but not least, figuring out yourself. I know there's a lot of information on the internet and YouTube and everything. Some of these like YouTube videos and articles are really good, but it takes you a lot of time, and time is money, as you already know. Yeah, it can take a lot of time until you see results. So these 4 strategies, not recommended. And maybe you would ask yourself, okay, I see. But what is it now that leads me to a tilt-free state, especially when I deal with tilt for a very long time? And I want to represent to you the 3 steps, and the only 3 steps you really need to get tilt-free. Here we go. Tilt Buster method, step number 1, understanding tilt. You want to understand how tilt works. And a lot of people, they think they understand tilt, yet they don't. It's impossible to control something you don't understand. So the goal at this point is to continue building your tilt knowledge base. It's crucial. You want to fully understand this, not just a little bit, but fully. 100%. And how does it look if you fully understand it? The goal of step number 1 is to understand all processes tilt triggers, what happens in your brain, and why nearly every poker player on every stakes deals with some form of tilt. It may look like the high-level pros don't tilt anymore, as I said in the beginning, but 9 out of 10 people deal with tilt. The difference is the people that you don't see tilt, they're able to control it, but the feeling of tilt will always be there. And as long as you aren't fully honest to yourself and learn about this topic, tilt will always influence your game, and therefore you lose out on a lot of money. This is a real talk I want to give here at this point. And here's a prime example. I told you in the beginning, I want to give you some examples. Here's one prime example, how it looks like when people tilt on your table. And this is Phil Hellmuth. We will see him a lot in the next few minutes. Let's see what he says.
Damn motherfucker. Fucking punishing me, pops me on the fucking turn. How does he get fucking rewarded for that bullshit fucking play? And fucking overplay their hands against me. That's why I win all these fucking tournaments. Miracle fucking river. God damn it. What the fuck is going on here? He popped it every fucking street like he's gonna get me out of there some fucking bullshit. What the fuck can I do except the next tournament when you overplay a fucking hand, take you out? I mean, the fuck? I let all those fucking hands go when they 3-bet me on 3, 3, 3. The fuck do you think I fucking have? So unfucking fair, man. Play like a fucking genius to get down here every fucking day. I think I'm gonna burn this fucking place down if I don't win this tournament.
As you can see, classical Phil Hellmuth, he tilts a lot of times, but he is really tilted in that state. And if you say, I have similar feelings on a poker table, I will teach you what Phil can do and what you can do as well. So let's talk about the definition of tilt first. If you're incapable of reacting properly in certain situations due to emotional affected states, which leads to a deviation from making rational decisions, we're losing perspective of the long run and the entire game. For example, our opponents are weaker and we just need to stay patient, but we just want to win our money back. We want to fight. We are angry, as you just saw. That's basically what happens. Our cognitive tunnel view, which focuses on short-term results, which then leads to changes in our entire strategy. The following happens. Your mind goes blank and you miss key pieces of the hand. You overweigh the importance of some information or fixate on irrelevant information. You know the right answer. A lot of times people tell me, but Karim, I studied this exact stop bot. I know the answer. But it is as if your head is full of fog and you cannot think clearly. Anger leads to high arousal. It's because of the amygdala and cortisol, stress hormones. We will talk about this in a second. And this shuts down your ability to access higher level brain functioning, aka make good decisions. The only thing you're left with is the part of your brain or part of your poker game, which is instinctive. And I want to also break down how tilt works and have a really crazy cool example here for you in a second. So we have a situation or an action that tilts us, right? Could be a bad beat, could be a running bet, could be entitlement tilt, whatever, right? There's a certain situation that happens. This situation leads you to have certain thoughts or physical reactions. You might get tense or facial expression change. Your thoughts change. You're like, I'm always unlucky. It never works. Why always me? Whatever. This leads you to having very strong feelings and emotions. You know, we go from the arousal point, we go to this high arousal point. We basically feel very emotional. And that thing can go, this is a loop, right? So it goes over and over and over again until the thoughts are so strong that the emotions are not controllable anymore. And then we tilt. And I want to show you a classic example here. Look at this guy here. Yeah, I think his name is Daniel Schwartz. This guy here, you will see him. He's calm. At the beginning of this clip, he's calm, and then he tilts. So you see this here. You see this go, these 4 points, boom, 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 very, very fast. Pay a lot of attention here. This is really important. Pay attention to this guy.
You know what? Yeah, I'm so confident in my heads-up game. It. Do me then, whatever, innit?
At least you put your money where your mouth was.
Yeah, whatever. Nice level. Yeah, and what then?
Oh my God.
Look, I've got 2 jacks here. You don't think I mess about? My heads-up game, I'll beat everyone in this whole party poker. It don't matter if I come there. It don't matter. Look at this. I'm sitting out for 5 hours. In your eye, David Benjamin, you arrogant guy. You think you can angle me? You just got so pwned. It's a joke.
I know, they've done that so many times.
Fuck, like a bit of that, innit, still? He thought he could angle me all day, innit? Thinks he's 10 years older than me, so he knows a little bit.
So you see, right, in the beginning of the clip, right, he's still somewhere here, and then a few seconds later, boom, he explodes. And that's exactly one thing that I don't want you to show at the poker table. So how to understand tilt. Find the right balance between performance and arousal. You can only control tilt if you're able to fully understand it. Remember how it works and write down your triggers and your reactions to it. That is really, really, really important. The next step is also very big. It's one of the key elements to get rid of tilt forever. Tilt buster method, step number 2, training your awareness. Because training your awareness can be done in multiple ways, so you want to do it in the right way. So for everyone here in this call, if you want to get maximum value out, get pen and paper out and answer the following questions. First question, what causes you to tilt? Is it bad beats, mistakes, losing to a fish, running bad, bluffs? What exactly is it? What causes you to tilt? First question. Second question, what are things you say to yourself out loud or to other players when frustration starts rising and when you're tilted? Third question, how does your body react to tilt? Does your head get hot, your body sweating, heart races, fist clenches maybe? The more in detail you go, the better. Can you identify the point when tilt starts shutting down your thinking? How do you know that you're on tilt? What's the first thing you notice? And last question, at what point do you take action to deal with tilt? Meaning, do you take action when you already tilted, or do you take action when you spewed away your money, or do you take action before you're in a state where you tilt? When exactly do you tilt? Did you guys make a screenshot or answer the question? Because that will be important for the whole rest of the seminar. How does tilt influence us? I want you to really pay attention here. So let's imagine we have a glass cube here and we want to shoot a laser through this glass cube. All right. This glass cube here is our brain in general. And this here is our conscious brain, the laser. Yeah. So we basically can think clearly. When we get tilted, you see the mental clouds here, these clouds here. These clouds are created, which you see have an impact on our conscious brain, our thinking. So we cannot think straight anymore. These clouds influence our decision making and we drift into our B, C, or even D game. The emotional part of our brain takes over. As I said, we're only instinctive anymore, and it blocks out part of our logical thinking. And the reason for this is because if we go back and understand how the brain is built, we want to understand the main functions that how our brain works today was built in the Stone Age. And in the Stone Age, we always had to prioritize the emotional part of the brain before the logical part. Because if you're in Stone Age and you run around and then you see a tiger, you didn't have the time to think about, okay, so here's a tiger in front of me. We have multiple decisions. Should I call my friend or, whatever, right? You only had few seconds. And if you didn't make the right decision, you would basically die. We learned through thousands of years to prioritize the emotional brain. It's good in the past, but these days in our modern world, we have to prioritize the logical brain. That can come with training, but I want to show you an example of MMA where this example didn't work. And you see high-level athletes failing at this simple step. Maybe some of you guys, if you watch MMA, you know this fight. We have Conor McGregor on the right and Aldo on the left. And just for context, this person here is Brazilian. He was unbeaten champion for years. Everyone who he fought against, I think it was like 8 years unbeaten or something like that, 7, 8, 9 years unbeaten. Then the young kid here, Conor McGregor, comes in, and the build-up for the fight was 6 months because Aldo got injured a little bit, but just a little bit, and he wanted to be fully fit for the fight, and then they had to postpone it. So for 6 months, Conor was tilting him. In every interview, he was basically calling him out in a bad way. In every conversation they had, every time, he used every opportunity to really make him tilt. Just look what happened after 6 months of accumulated tilt. I just want you to enjoy this.
Here we go! Green trunks for the southpaw, the notorious Conor McGregor. Black trunks for the champion, Jose Aldo Jr.
Conor relaxed and smiling.
Oh no! He slapped him! Conor McGregor is the new UFC featherweight champion of the world! Oh!
So you see what can happen if you get tilted for a long time and you're not aware of it, because that was basically the problem. If he would be aware of this problem, he would be able to solve it. Quite simple, I would say. But just because he wasn't able to solve it, or he didn't know what to do. How can we train our awareness? We have to perform, which means we have to play poker, obviously. This performance leads us to review. So I highly recommend you, starting from today, to review your poker session. Sit down, write down what was good, what was bad, maybe some of the tilt questions you just saw. your tilt profile, and you want to understand what was good, what was bad, what can you improve. Then you have to adapt, of course. The things you're not good, you want to improve, you want to adapt those things. I give my clients always an Excel sheet when they start working with me so they can use this right away and find out how to adapt the best. Afterwards, you want to also understand, okay, what can I learn from the mistakes and how can I learn to improve them? And then you perform again, and then you review again, you adapt, you learn, you perform. You review, you adapt, you learn, you perform. That is the cycle I want you to be in from today on. This way, you understand yourself, you understand tilt, and you train your awareness. So you have 2 out of 3 steps already solved with this simple thing here. Now, I want to talk about the different forms of tilt, because you might, when you do this with the review and the tilt profile questions, you might run into problems because there are different forms of tilt. I want to go over just a few of them. There's a very big list I will show you later on, but there are so many of them that if I would show you every single tilt form with examples, we would run out of time. Yeah? So I want to keep it short. I want to show you some of the best or most common things here that you can use right away. At the end of the seminar, I will give you the chance to get access to all the other tilt forms if you're interested. So running bad tilt form when you are getting bad cards or keep losing. Here, quick example from your favorite streamer, Lex. So let's see what happens here.
Every hand, every fucking hand, every time I'm top 20, top 15, top whatever, every fucking hand. Fuck!
Yeah, that happens running bad tilt. Injustice tilt. I'm showing you just examples so you know exactly when you review which tilt form you deal with, and then once you're aware of it, you know, you understand those tilt forms, you can solve them easier. That's why we will go over them a little bit faster. So you just take notes which tilt form you deal with the most. Injustice tilt, bad beats, coolers, and suckouts are prime example of triggers that make you feel cursed and make poker feel unfair. Like in this example.
Is this real life? What's happening? What's happening? Am I on some like fucking candid camera show or something? Let's see how fucking crazy we can get this guy. Little nut flush action versus pocket eights on the flop all in a 1K.
Entitlement tilt, when a bad player takes money off you or someone plays a hand badly and gets rewarded for it. This can get really to you. Here we have Mr. Beast against Phil Amu.
What in the fucking hell is going on?
Yeah.
It's like impossible that I could ever be losing in this game. The man just bet a queen
you do
five.
this for a living?
I called 5,000 under the fucking gun. I gotta have 9s or above, and he bet a queen 5 for value on the river. I just have never seen such a bad play. And then he said, you win, because he never can win with it. They're bluffing off their fucking money to me. And oh my God.
I will not go into all different tilt forms. You see them on the screen right now. If you want, you can take a screenshot. At the end, if you want to have more examples and more explanation about how the tilt form works, which tilt form you deal with and how to solve it, I will go in more depth at the end. But just so you see, there are a lot of different tilt forms we want to understand, we want to be aware of, and we want to solve. It's extremely important to train your awareness for each tilt form. Only then you will be able to be tilt-free. I want to make this very, 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 very clear. And how to train your awareness is by create and use your tilt profile. We just talked about this. Understand all forms of tilt and how to control them, and get into a learning loop. Post-session routine, we just talked about this. What I want you to do is to write down what to improve, you perform, you write down what to improve, you adapt, you learn, and you perform again. And we just talked about it. Last step, tilt buster method, step number 3, eliminating tilt. I will give you some practical steps right now that you can use right away to have an edge on the poker table. This part here can make you thousands of dollars. First of all, understand that the game of poker only works because of variance. I always make the joke and I say poker without variance would be chess. Of course, it's probably not 100% true, but that's basically my comparison. Because in chess, if you make one mistake, the game could be over if your opponent knows what to do, of course. In poker, you can make a mistake, still win the hand. But this thing attracts a lot of high-level people to poker. You have millionaires coming to the games. You have very rich people playing poker because they know they can beat high-stakes poker player with a little bit of variance, with a little bit of luck. So change your perspective a little bit and see variance as something positive. Without variance, each one of you guys, me included, would not be here today. I want you to really be aware of that. Number two, I want you to be aware of your emotional state before you play, because the poker table is an amplifier to your emotions. And I give you an example that happened to me this very week. A few days ago, one of my clients came to me in the call and he said to me, Karim, I had a tilting session 2 days ago. I said, okay, what happened? He said to me, yeah, so I was preparing for my poker session and then a friend called me and I pick up and there were already some things happening between me and him. And then on the phone, we had a huge fight. And the conversation went on for 20, 25 minutes. I basically hung up. We didn't find a solution. I was super angry. I was sitting down. I played poker. I tilted really hard. And then he said, what can I do to not tilt? And I said, don't play. If you're already angry or emotional before you play poker, do not play. There's nothing I can do, nothing you can do to have a good session. Yeah, you could have a good session with a little bit of luck, or a lot of luck actually. But at the end of the day, the thing that you want to do or be aware of is that you have a calm mind, neutral emotions before you play poker. The only thing that he would be able to do is to clear things out with his friends, but from time to time, this will not be possible. One of the things that my friend Ben does is a worst case scenario visualization. So for those people who know how to meditate, who know how to visualize, what Ben does is he sits down, he visualizes for 10, 15 minutes, and he visualizes the worst case scenario, bad beats, running bad, tilt forms left and right. And he visualizes him staying calm. So no matter what happened, like an armor, right? Nothing can go through. He's super calm, super focused. And even in the worst case, he's able to perform his best. This is what he visualizes over and over again. And that works really well for him. Then we have step number 4 is to train your mental muscle. Classical things, cold showers, meditation, get out of your comfort zone, do new things, explore new things. Your mental muscle, the prefrontal cortex here, is really a crucial part of your emotional control and impulse control as well. Another thing that I want to mention here quickly is your life outside of poker. That is something that a lot of people are not aware of and a big misconception. People tell me, oh yeah, I cannot focus. And then I ask them, how often do you work out? How do you eat? And then they say, oh, I don't work out. I eat only burgers. And I'm like, okay, no wonder you don't have focus. No wonder you don't have tilt control, because your body and your mind are heavily connected. So if you treat your body good, your mind will thank you for it. I want to go into this very, very quickly here. Your life outside of poker has a direct impact on your results. If you have low quality sleep, eat unhealthy, as I just said, and don't take care of your relationships, you will have a hard time getting rid of tilt. The most successful poker players I ever worked with put a lot of effort into improving their life quality, since they understood that the higher your life quality, the more success you will attract into your life. Sleep, prime example, nothing is going to have as big of a performance enhancing benefit than increasing the quality of your sleep. Sleep has a direct impact on your focus, attention span, and decision making. It's crucial for your brain to have at least 7 to 8 hours of sleep to make sure you feel energized and focused throughout the day. This will lead to higher levels of focus, concentration, enhanced processing of information, and higher tilt control, which equals more money in your bank. Nutrition-wise, classical thing, you are what you eat. Having a healthy and well-balanced diet will boost your brain functions and the quality of your decisions on a poker table. Learning the basics of nutrition is crucial, not just for your success in poker, but also for a healthy and long-lasting life. You want to have kids you can play with. Maybe you have grandkids you want to play with. You want to be fit, you want to be healthy. So it's not just about making money and being a good poker player, but it's for your own health. Sports, classical thing, we just mentioned it. Your mind and body are heavily connected. This is one of the easiest things to have an edge over your competition. If you play live poker or online as well, you have long hours of sitting. If you go live, you have casino temptations, alcohol, fast food, and a lot of players don't have routines, pre-session routine, post-session routine, or a sports routine. If you're a complete beginner, I would recommend you to do 2 workouts per week, absolute minimum. And last but not least, one of my favorite topics, dating and relationships. Having a high quality partner on your side can make life so much better. Poker is a very isolated game. So if you don't actively work on this area, you will have a hard time finding and attracting the right people into your life. I'm not just talking about your potential partner, I'm talking about friends and like-minded people and ambitious people. If you already have a partner, meaning a relationship, and you have a lot of fights, a lot of stress in your life, and you probably won't be able to perform at your best, especially after a fight. story I just told. When your partner is supporting you and has you back no matter what happens at the poker table, this will have a huge impact on your win rate, confidence, success, and tilt control. And I want to give you the final step here to get rid of tilt, which is the Tilt Buster course. Everything I mentioned right here today is in way more detail here in this course.
As you can see, it's very simple to get rid of tilt within just 3 days if you know how to do it. If you like the seminar, you will love the Tilt Buster course. Everything you learned today will be taught in way more detail in this course, with even more hands-on solutions and practical examples. With the Tilt Buster course, you will get 3 days of content, the Mindset and Performance Journal, powerful meditation audios, exclusive access to the Mindset Mentoring community, lifetime access to the videos, and the best part, a 10 days unconditional money back guarantee. That means if you go through the course, you do all the exercises, and you're still not tilt free after 10 days, you just send me a message and I will refund you all your money within the next 24 hours. Plus, you will keep the course entirely for free, so you have no risk at all. That's how committed I am to help you get rid of tilt. If you made it all the way to this part of the video, I want to give you an additional 10% discount code for the Tilt Buster course to make your decision even easier. You see the code right now on the screen, just make sure to type it in caps. So, if you're ready to get tilt free, click the link in the description and in less than a minute, we see each other on the other side.